In this episode, we'll show you how to track motion in your footage and apply that data to another object. We've already got our footage here, so the first thing we'll need to do is determine our tracking points. I'm going to want to track her head in this case, so I think I'll use the sunglasses as a tracking point. It's important that to get clean tracking data, we choose tracking points with the highest contrast so the software has an easier time. To start tracking, make sure your tracking window is open. If not, you can open it by clicking on Window and then Tracker. Now before we start, we'll need to apply this data to something, so let's go ahead and create a null object layer and name that layer Tracking Data. Make sure you have your footage selected and click on the Track Motion down in the Tracker window. Since her head is moving and tilting, we'll need to make sure that both position and rotation are selected. Now these little boxes are what will be used to track movement. So we're going to want to place them over each of the sunglass lenses and then enlarge them so they cover the entire lens. Once that's set, go back to the tracker window and click Analyze Forward. It may take some time to do this depending on the amount of movement and the number of frames in the footage. Once that's finished, click on Edit Target and then in the drop-down menu, make sure that the null layer you created earlier is selected. Then click Apply and make sure that you selected both X and Y. By doing this, we've taken the data from the tracker and applied it to the keyframes on the null object. Next, let's bring in the image we want to move with her and place it roughly where you want it in frame. Now all we need to do to make it follow her movements is simply parent the image to the null object. If we play through the footage now, you will see that the thought bubble we imported now follows her movements. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Be sure to check back later for more visual effect tips and tricks from Frontline FX.